So hi Francis.
Hello.
Yeah, so you're collaborating now with SM's Our Home, 'di ba?
Yes.
And this is also your first time is collab din with Likha Gallery, is that right?
Yes, with
Yeah.
World
So can you tell me how did that come about? Yung sa World Bex, all of this.
I guess you know what after an interview with another channel, and I think World Bex saw that interview, and right after that they messaged me and asked me if I could join their exhibit, and obviously talagang umuo ako kaagad because you know, as an architecture student, we're required to really visit booths of or the exhibit of World Bex. So the last time I was here was like what 30 years ago when I was
Estudyante
still
ka.
a student.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, so, yeah, since nabanggit mo yung 30 years ago, parang anong kinaiba nung curiosity ng isang Francis Libiran sa mga bagay-bagay nung 30 years ago compared to now?
Syempre right now with experience, mas maano yung utak mo, mas malaro eh. You're more experimental, you're more sure of what you're doing compared when you were like a student. So right now may structure when I'm doing things, may purpose, and parating may meaning behind it.
So I met your partner earlier for our home. So like, who are your partners for our home? If aside from him, if any, tapos likha din, meron ka bang like partners din?
For Likha, it's ano eh, it's they just ask me to exhibit my works and the furnitures that I did for our home. So we have a small exhibit space that you could see my Phoenix collection and the things that I did for our home.
So, speaking of collection, ano yung masasabi mong favorite mo sa collection mo na nagawa mo ever?
Oh, that's a tough question because of course all the things that you create, you put your 101%, you put your heart and emotions to it. So it's hard to pick one kasi lahat sila parang anak mo, you love them all, pinaghirapan mo sila. Every work that I do, I put everything to it.
So, I assume that's like one of the top three principles or rules you follow as an artist, right? So,
Yes.
what are the other two?
The other two, you know what, when in my creative process, I really try to have that creative space. I create that by escaping the reality, escaping my normal life. I need to be in a space wherein I'm in control of my emotions and my thoughts. So I build that. I go away. My a go-to place is really facing the beach, having that quiet moment, and just being alone there, and being hungry. It's my creative process.
Okay.
And of course, the third one is you need to make sure you're in a good mood. You create that in your space in your head that you have a goal to finish. You're putting your mind in that space wherein you're there already. You know, that's my creative process.
Do you have favorite beaches you go to here?
Ah,
And why the beach? I mean, do you do water sports as well?
why the beach? Because I love to connect with nature all the time. Water for me is I love going to the beach. I love feeling the soft white sand. My inspiration, my go-to place is always Boracay. Why Boracay? Every sunset has a different colors to it,
Yeah, that's true.
right? Every 5:30, I really have a spot in Station One wherein I just have my wine and I just look at it until it gets dark. And that for me is a magical moment. Every night I'm in Boracay, each sunset is different.
Yeah. So, tell me about like of course how did your passion start? Because of course you mentioned you're in architecture. So, how did it your passion go from architecture to fashion?
Actually, fashion was the first one because 8 years old, I was sketching already at the back of my notebook, and I would hide it under my bed because my dad will kill me. So,
It's a very
so,
okay.
so architecture was close to designing. So I told my dad I want to go to architecture at that time. But really, I enjoyed what I'm doing in architecture. I was so fascinated with structures, creating from nothing to having a theme, getting inspiration from everywhere. It helped me to where I am right now because from concept to wherever I go, I try to find inspiration in what I'm doing.
Aside from, of course, designing, connecting with nature, what does Francis Libiran, I mean, have a thing for too? Like, what are your other passions that we don't know about?
You don't know about. So I'm passionate about my dogs. I have 11 dogs. So
That's so wow.
so
Yeah.
every day I really play with them. They're like my
Kids.
kids.
Yeah.
So all my time is dedicated to them.
So I know you're designing for the ABS-CBN ball. Can you tell us a bit about it, or
For
is there
this
an
year,
NDA?
for this year, I
Yeah.
tried to just dress up a few artists who are close to me. Is who I dressed up like Darren Espanto, Bel Mariano, Kim Chiu. So I love the connection when I'm talking to them, collaborating with them. That's why I'm very particular about who to dress up in this year's ABS-CBN.
Okay, last question, just a light question, of course, bonus question, because we know that there's an upcoming film, diba? Kim Chiu and Paolo Avellino. So what do you think about Kim Pao? And like, are you gonna watch
Si
their
Kim naman
upcoming
kasi is
film?
very one thing I like about Kim is she's very real, you know? When I was looking at the trailer, parang si Kim talaga yun eh. So, it's not it's not hard to imagine Kim in a different role because she's such a natural when she's acting.
Thank you.
Thank you.